You guys can hear me, right?
Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing day. Dr. Bob Rakowski here, Blue Diamond out of Houston, Texas. Happy, beautiful Easter for those of you who celebrate Easter. And what a special conversation of success we have this weekend. We've got Xaye Faith. I know her as Xavius, but I love that name. And by the way, faith is so important to how far we go in life. And then we've got Devann Edwards, an amazing power couple. And there's so many things that are impressive about them, but especially how they've found ways to work almost half a world apart with challenges on travels and other things. But I'm super excited to introduce you both and share you with the organo world. And we might want to start out with your organo stories. So how about ladies first? So XA, go ahead. Let's hear yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Bob. I do want to say it's Xaye Faith. And the organo journey has been amazing for me. How I got introduced was my prior job. I was in the Air Force, and I used to work night shifts at my job. And I had been switching between day shifts and night shifts for a while. So my sleep rhythm had gotten off track. And so I hadn't really slept like a good sleep in months. But at the time, I was pretty young. And so I just thought like, oh, well, this is just going to be my life. And I'm an avid tea drinker. I love tea. And someone was like, hey, well, since you're a tea drinker, try this healthier one. And what I noticed within like that night after my first cup of green tea, I was able to have a deeper sleep, and I slept for longer. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this stuff is really good. And then over the next couple of days or weeks, my skin began to clear up as well. I was in a super stressful environment at the time. And again, without me sleeping and everything, my skin, I had really, really bad skin. And within like the next couple of weeks, I noticed my skin began to clear up. So that's how I got introduced to organo.
Well, first and foremost, thanks for your service. How wonderful is that? And when we think about that, sleep, some people call it the superpower. And then your skin, ever since I've known you, your skin's been beautiful. So I couldn't imagine you with anything less than just amazing skin, but what a beautiful testimonial. And Devann, how about you? Let's share your part of the story.
Well, yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Devann Edwards from London, East London. And my story started off with a cup of tea as well. And I was a sports science university student pursuing a career I thought I wanted. But deep down, I knew there was more. And I realized that I was like really just conforming to like the norms of society and the education that was just being given to me. And I was also like I remember working in warehouses where people were like really gave up on their dreams. Like they was imprisoned by their paychecks and they really couldn't see beyond their circumstances. But I knew there was more. And then one of my family friends, I call her Aunt Jackie, she shared a cup of tea with me because she knows I was so into health and had this entrepreneurial spirit. Um, and so I was like, okay, yeah, let me try this tea. And that tea was amazing. And I was like, I have to know more. And so then now I got brought into this environment where there's all these people sharing these stories, and everyone was thinking differently. Everyone was acting differently. Everyone was sharing personal development. I got introduced to personal development for the first time, Think and Grow Rich, all these different things. And it opened up my mind. And I was like, wow, this is where I want to be. So I'm just happy and grateful now. And I met Zay in this beautiful company as well. So everything just ended up working out itself. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we never know where things go, but what a match made in heaven. And it started out with tea. So I really love how both of you are plugged in. You make extreme investments in terms of time, money, and effort. And the beautiful thing is I get to see progress and development literally every week because that's how plugged in you are. But you make an investment. You make an investment into Eric Worre's accelerator program. And I don't know if we want to start there or if we want to go back to the recruiting mastery, but something happened. There was a switch, there was a shift. What happened? Tell me how that event changed your lives.
I guess I'll go first. Yes, I think being plugged into the GoPro Accelerator community, it really made this real. For me, I'm one of those people where I need to be all in or I'm not in. So being in the accelerator and actually this is our second year in accelerator. But the first year, it was just mainly for me to kind of grasp the flow and like how do successful people live. And then we start to use the systems that Organo already has, because Eric Ward, or one of the trainers, they would make a suggestion and we're like, oh, we already have that. We just wasn't, maximizing on all the resources that Organo already has, like Rapid Funnel, OG Academy. So with last year, it was more of us getting our structure and trying to figure out like how can we share this. But then over the past 90 days, I feel like for me, I had a lot of internal breakthroughs as well. Just you learn so much, but really being, like y'all say, close to the fire and like knowing like, okay, these are successful people who just made a decision. It's not because they're magical or, they're special. I mean, they are special because we all are special, but the reason why people are successful is because they made the commitment to do simple habits every single day. And so hearing the stories, watching people, listening to how they speak, I'm like, oh, okay, it eventually clicked. So that's a general over for my takeaway.
Well, I love that. And I want to expand on that for just a moment. So, Napoleon Hill would talk about the starting point is desire. And then how about a committed decision? And when you did that, and then all of a sudden you came to realize there are a lot more resources than all of us know available through Organo. And if we seek, we'll find. So I'll congratulate you on seeking and finding and sharing and growing and building and believing and getting better at all of the above every single day. And Devann, how about you? What's your take on this?
Yeah, so the accelerator program was really a blessing because it kind of opened up me and Xaye to a more experience on not just Organo, but like the industry we are in, because we knew what we wanted, but we didn't see enough of what we wanted in order to make it real for us. So like we wanted to be leaders, we wanted to do this and that, but our actions at one point wasn't aligned with that, and so there was no clarity. And one of the most dangerous things that we can do is make good excuses. One of the most dangerous things we can do is make good excuses that are not in alignment with what we want or who we want to become. And so like realizing that it was a big shift. And sometimes you need that reinforcement. You need to believe in bigger by believing in people that already believe big. And so we was every week we was like I'll say bombarded for lack of the better term, but like leaders from every sector just giving us gems after gems, and we couldn't help but take it in. Like it got overwhelming sometimes as well, because we had to take action on what these assignments was given, but it made us better. It formed us into who we wanted to become. So it's been great. It's been great. I don't know what else to say. It's been great.
Well, I love the way you're both glowing. It clearly has been great for you, and I won't cut you off. Keep going on that.
Yeah, so I would say one thing as well. It helped us get more clarity on our vision for not only for ourselves, but for the company, for our business, and how we're moving forward. So, and one thing I personally had to keep in mind was being willing, hungry, and coachable. Mm-hmm. So, and like that's so important. So, being willing, like, is this really what you want? Are you committed? Are you making a committed decision every day to be better every day? Like, are you? How hungry are you? Are you self-motivated? Are you driving yourself towards whatever you go? Have you even identified that? you know? And are you coachable? Do you have the ability to follow instructions? Because all this time, Organo's had 4 steps to success, but sometimes people don't want to drink the product. Like, that's the first step, you know? Do you know where the resources are, where Organos are sharing every day on social media? Do you know where OG Academy is? Do you know where all the resources are in your back office? It's these little things that help even build belief and help build confidence where we're going out into the marketplace. And so that's something I realized earlier, and I was like, okay, let me do a bit every day, and yeah.
Well, so much wisdom in that I want to highlight, because part of these conversations are teaching. So when we start looking at, if we're going to get where we want to go in life, clarity makes sense. One of my favorite authors, Tom Morris, I affectionately call him PhD, but he's got a PhD in philosophy and religion, and an absolute brilliant consultant around the world. But he says the first step is clarity. You know, if you don't know where you're going, it's kind of hard to take a step in the right direction. So awesome on being clear. Second, great about not making excuses. I love the concept of extreme ownership. Excuses, yeah, we have a rule. We don't make them, we don't take them. So, and it's been said you can either make excuses or make progress. Which do you prefer? And then being plugged in and staying. When you stay close to the fire, when you stay close to a group going in a certain direction, well, then you're more likely to get something of value and go, as opposed to hanging out with a group that's not committed. A committed group or a gritty culture is one of the most proven ways, and maybe the most proven way to make progress. So you both bring a lot of different skills and talents and ability to the party. And I'm just curious, how do you figure out who does what? How do you synergize? How do you work as a power couple from halfway across the world with very different skill sets?
Well, it's definitely been a challenge. And like Devann has said before, a lot of personal development. So I do want to take a moment and give Devann his kudos. I think a lot of why we work so well is because of how mature he is and just how intelligent he is, and just of all the skills and just characteristics he brings. So I do want to honor him. But I think after a while, I mean, it's just a combination of when for instance, when you're immersed in a community like Organo or GoPro Accelerator, you know what you're good at, and you have to start looking at yourself in the mirror, and you know what you're good at and you know what you're not good at. And so I think, and as you begin to listen to all the audiobooks and, get all the personal development inside your mind and your subconscious, and you begin to embrace it, you just become okay with all of who you are. Like it becomes like a process of self-love and just a process of accepting, like, okay, yep, it's my fault, and this is just where I am right now. So, and then you begin to just appreciate yourself, and then also develop compassion and respect for other people as well. So with that, you just have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, well, for me, I know naturally, even though sometimes I want to play shy, but a lot of times it's just because, I don't know, maybe I'm like hiding, but I know my personality naturally, it naturally comes off energetic and enthusiastic. It took me years to realize, like, oh, I have an enthusiastic personality. I never really conceived that until somebody was like, oh, you're very enthusiastic. But I'm like, I don't feel enthusiastic. But just being like, okay, well, I'm naturally good at this. And then also, I'm not really good at looking at all the details and reading all the fine print. That is boring to me. But on the flip side, Devann, he's very, like, a lot of the details and the resources and stuff that we find, it's because Devann is good at it. It's natural to him, and I think he enjoys it. So really just balancing off of each other of, well, I know for me, I can talk, I can promote, I can, get everybody excited. And then Devann, he's like, well, he knows exactly where everything is, how to find it, how it works. I'm like, I don't know how it works. I just trust Organo and I know that it works. So let's go. So that's just really being honest with yourself and being okay. Cause there were times where I would be ashamed to speak up because I'm like, I really don't understand how it works. I just believe that it works, but I don't know how it works. And so I'm just super grateful that Devann enjoys the details of everything.
Well, what's beautiful is when we honor our strengths and we're all different, that's one of the best ways to move forward. And one thing I like to share is I was at a seminar, seems like it was near a decade ago, one of my early ones on network marketing, and they split people in the room into the different color personalities. And they have different ways of describing it, but the super competitive, the super detailed, the super want to make the world better, and those that want to have fun. So red, green, yellow, blue. And then they asked, okay, who among these groups stand up if you're earning 6 figures a year in network marketing? And I was pleasantly surprised that every color had about the same percentage of people in the room that were making 6 figures. So blues can do it, yellows can do it, reds can do it, greens can do it. And we do it best when we honor ourselves and our skill set. And I'm certainly thrilled that you have the skills that you have and that you share the way you do, because you're really, really good at it. But let's have you share your thoughts on where you are, where you're going, and the best way to get there, Devann.
Yeah, so I mean, it's really what I realized is like shout out to the accelerator program because it allowed me and Xaye to plan, do, review as Eric Worre like teachers, but plan, do, and review on the hard things, like having those hard conversations in terms of where we're at and how at times like we were so annoyed with ourselves that we held back ourselves and the vision got blurred at times. Whereas like, okay, so then now we make good excuses, distract ourselves with other activities and just stay away from the vision, and that held us back. But it's like now when we had those conversations, we realized, okay, these are the errors, and here's these room for improvement. And now we focus on the room for improvement. And like even like shout out to Xaye, like her again, the strongest believer wins, you know, and I'm so in awe in terms like how she just she just effortlessly just energizes whatever she decides to energize. And it's if that's, I don't know how the best way to put it is, but it's just amazing because I can give like some clarity on the vision. I mean, I remember sometimes Xaye was like uncertain and stuff like that. She'd be like, Xaye would be like, Devann, why are we doing this? Why are we here? Why what's our vision? And then like I'll be saying the vision and stuff like that. And he's like, and then sometimes like when she gets clear, she's like, okay, this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. And so she's like that red where she just like, okay, I'm ready now. And then she just go full throttle. And I love that because again, there's balance. So it's like, okay, there's that reason, and then there's that non-reason, there's that logic, and then there's that fiery, and then there's that calmness. So and we both balance it between each other because yeah, we both balance it well because I mean, and challenging ourselves. We're good at challenging ourselves because I remember even going live on social media was hard. It was hard for. It wasn't hard for me. I just decided and I just did it. But I did like I think it was 2021. And every week I was doing a live around poetry. I was doing and then started doing lives around educating around cognition and all these different things, and really showing people, okay, this is what we're doing. Because again, it's like you have to expose your business. Like if Organo's doing all this marketing stuff, like why not use that to your advantage? Why not get some ideas from there and then share it in your most authentic way? Share whatever you're doing in that moment. So if you're drinking tea one morning, just post it on the story or just share it. It's not as hard because over time people's going to associate you with this and associate you with that. So I think I went off a tangent, but what's the question? Yeah, so yeah, in terms of like our strengths is really seeing the vision, putting the structure in place, and then just executing on that every day. Like even though like and we don't beat ourselves up for it. So for example, if we have a DMO and we do some of it, then at least we did something. So now we can compound that into the next day and to the next day. And now it gives us the opportunity, because now we have business builders that we're bringing on, and we can teach them where we went wrong and where they don't have to go wrong. So it's like now we're really stepping into our leadership, which is what we always wanted. And now it's exciting because we're in the process of who we're becoming and who we want to and how we want to show up in Organo and in the world. So yeah.
Again, so much wisdom in that. You know, I've often quoted, there's a book title that says, change your day, not your life, because ultimately all we have is now. We have this day. And you have a daily method of operation. You have a vision. You stay focused on that vision. You know, I really like how Eric Worre teaches the importance of vision. And in fact, it said, without vision, we perish. We need to have a vision. We have to have a place to go. And then we have to have a way to get there. And so Organo is an absolutely fantastic way to get there. So tell me your favorite building technique right here, right now, and you know what you would love to share with the Organo world to empower them to find their favorite building technique and moving forward.
When you say building technique, do you mean just DMOs, or what do you mean?
It could be. So it was a pretty general question. It could be building yourself, building your business, building both. So I purposely kind of left it open in that respect, because you know, what drives you most now, what excites you most, and what path are you moving most forward on at this moment in time?
I do want to follow up for anyone who feels like, you know, you're stuck, or you just feel like you're not the chosen one. I do want to say you are the chosen one, just because how we previously spoke about, Devann and I are two different individuals, very different, but we are visionaries and leaders in our own way. But in order to actually present that gift to the world, you have to do something about it. So I do want to say that, because for a while, like Devann said, talking is one of my biggest gifts, and I used to hide from it because I just felt uncertain or whatever. I didn't believe in myself, but when I know what I'm talking about, it's beautiful. So literally just hone in on your strengths and your gifts, and be creative and execute it and share it with the world. To answer your question, Dr. Bob, I think the biggest things right now that are having an impact on us would be definitely committing to the personal development. There are so many things, and you'll get to a stage and you're like, oh, I got it. Everything is great. But you'll find out real quick you're at the beginning of a new chapter. And so there's always going to be learning and evolving and growing that we need to do in our journey. And then there's going to be things in our subconscious mind that are just hiding, but and waiting for you to achieve that next level. So as you plug into personal development and you try not to fight natural law, just, be okay with your process and your journey. Things will, I don't want to say get easier, but you won't get derailed as much. So personal development every single day. And when you're really doing this, I remember Sylvester Stallone, he said you have to be obsessed with it. It's not just like, well, I'm only going to do this on Sunday night when when Paul Caldwell does the chairman. No, you have to be immersed in this. This is a lifestyle business. This is not a when I feel like it business. Like, this is a real business. And even for us, it took us a while to be like, oh, this isn't a hobby whenever I have time or whenever I think I have time. This needs to be a part of your day. It doesn't just need to stumble your day. Like, before you go to bed and you wake up every week, you need to have it planned out. Like, this is my planner, but you need to have everything like planned. It needs to be a part of your day, not just like, oh, well, somebody asked me if I'm doing my coffee business. Oh, so I am now in this moment, but you didn't think about it 3 days before. So every single day, we know for my DMOs, I tell everybody, I stole this from Dr. Bob. I tell everybody happy birthday. and I look at some old memories. I do a post, and I just finished a reel challenge where I was doing a reel every single day. But as long as I post something on social media, if you're not showing up on social media, and I know you can build in person as well, and I do too. I prefer in person because people know I'm really real. But if you're not posting on social media every day, you're not open for business, because a majority of the entire world, they are on social media. And if your business is online and you're showing up every single day, people know that you exist and they know you have something to offer. So I tell people happy birthday every day. I look at memories. I post something on social media, whether it's a post or a reel or a quote, something definitely in the stories minimum. I engage with people on social media, and I should know because there's only 4 things and I do it. And I ask 2 people every single day. Every single day I'm asking 2 people, are they open to do a partnership with us, or are they, open to try the product? So those are my 4 simple DMOs whenever I'm not doing like a run or something crazy, but definitely personal development so we can brainwash ourselves and create conditions that make us get the tasks done. And then number 2, the DMO list that I just told you.
Well, I love that. And, it made me think that there's, an old Hindu story about, where do we ultimately hide the secret to life, the secret to success, the secret to everything that everybody wants, or as you described it, being the chosen one. And they said, nah, we can't put it at the bottom of the sea. They'll ultimately get there. We can't put it at the top of the mountain. They'll ultimately get there. Why don't we put it inside? They'll never look there. As if they want to keep it a secret. But you figured that out. When you look inside, when you develop personally, when you share from the heart, you use the term authentic, both of you have many, many times. That's the key. It really is. Consistently, you getting better, a better you makes a better world. You as a better networker puts you in position to build a better network. So, Devann, how about you?
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of building techniques, what I've realized as well is like across these 2 years now, the world's moved into this shift due to like unforeseen events or seen events, pandemics. But what I realized is that everyone has, or the world itself has been put into this state of fear and uncertainty. And even particularly in terms of the lockdowns and stuff like that, I realized that I didn't feel locked down. I felt I was certain in myself, and everyone around me was just panicking. But I was like, why am I not panicking? And then so I had to question myself. I was like, okay, so I know why I'm here. I know myself, and I know what could be. I know, and see, like positivity prospers in terms of like, and it just really ignites the possibilities of what could be. So the more we think of what could be, the more we can like really like take control of our reality and take control of our economy. And so with that being said, mindshare was something that I love Paul Codwell, how he talks about mindshare, because I was like, yes, he's thinking now I'm thinking. So that mindshare and building people with the intention to build the business. Because again, the business is based around people, but people are not going to take the action with the product. People are not going to take the action with getting on a call. People are not going to take the action with getting a promotional pack. People are not going to take the action with stepping out to get that one customer. People are not going to they're not going to do it unless they're not building that construct within themselves, within their mind, within their consciousness. Like you have to build yourself. And I realized when I was in conversations, like they made a lot of revelations in terms of seeing where people are at and where I'm at. And where I was talking to people and they were speaking how I was speaking 5 years ago. I was like, wow, I've come a long way in terms of personal development. So why don't I introduce them to this world of personal development so they can build themselves, and now they can make easier decisions. They can make more effective and committed decisions to what they really want. And like, so in terms of that, having those right conversations and just really finding out what people want and like being like wanting to know what they want. Like, because I really do care about people. So, and I mean, when people, and that's why, like, for example, showing up on the stories and showing up on my posts, everything is intentional. So if I'm sharing a quote, it's intentional to have that on your mind. If I'm sharing a quote with something, with a product in my hand, or I'm sharing some information on a product, it's to find whoever needs that, and using the tools and the OG posts as well, because even for using OG posts, just a side note, we've recruited people we don't even know through using the OG post links. And yeah.
Well, I love it. You're phenomenal with the tools and the skills and plugging in and literally being the change that you wish to see in the world. And by the way, since we're, in April and we do have an absolutely phenomenal promotion pack, it's worth mentioning again. This is available while supplies last all over the world. I love the $500 gold pack that comes with conventions. Our team has used it for phenomenal growth and sharing and get people starting right. So as we wrap up, final comments for the organo world. Could be a call to action, could be an assignment, could be words of encouragement, whatever you want to wrap up with. But let's wrap up this beautiful call, leaving the world with something to think about or do.
Yes, sir. I have some notes. First of all, I want to say change your story. No matter where you are in your organo journey, no matter where you are in your life, the beautiful thing, sometimes we trick ourselves. We can create our own life. When we change our mindset, we change our habits, we can design the life that we want. So don't think life happens to you. Life happens for you to push you in a direction for the things that you truly desire and what you really want. Perception. If you're afraid to talk to people, it's because of your perception with them. I'm to be a little frank, I don't want to be 80 years old and having regrets and say, well, if I would have asked this one person, who knows what it could have been. One thing that I've learned in having conversations with people, being people's friends, getting to really know people, is that first of all, we're all people. And a lot of times, for people who you think have already made it, they are actually having a hard time, but they have to hold up that facade. So once you really make a connection and have a conversation, you realize like, oh my gosh, they're like, hey, thank you for talking to me, or hey, thank you. Even if we don't do business right now, we have a friendship that's going to help us both. But I don't want to be afraid to say, oh, I was scared of this person, or I was scared to talk to this person. We're all people. We all need love. We all want to be seen and heard and listened to. So change your perception of how you see people. Don't look down on people, but don't think somebody's too high up to where you can't help them improve their health or improve their wealth. Number 3, I wanted to say, I think Eric Worre in the past 90 days, he shared his health journey with us. He's trying to get to a health goal. And one of the biggest breakthrough, I think it was around day 60. It was like halfway through the program. And he was like, it was really funny because he was just like, y'all, I don't think I'm going to get my goal. I know I'm not going to get my goal in 90 days. And for me, that gave me a relief to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have to be ground ambassador in 90 days. It just kind of gave that relief that, we have our timing, but there's always a higher source that's guiding us, and we'll get there when we get there. But as long as we stay present and do our best in this moment, if we don't get it in 90 days, okay, what if we get it in 6 months and it's way bigger and better than what we thought? Or what if it's a year from now because we needed a little bit more developing because we were being hard-headed, or we were being stubborn, or we kept self-sabotaging on the things that we should be believing in. So it's okay if you don't meet it in your time frame, but as long as you stay committed and true, it's natural law. It is going to work out for you. So just continue to do personal development and immerse yourself in the organo. It should be a part of your day, not just, oops, somebody asked me, so now I'm going to do organo right now. No, make it a part of your day, just like brushing your teeth and eating and working out should be. So thank you. And I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Bob. I am so grateful for you and Kelly. for y'all allowing us into your community. And it has also helped us so much. And even I'm always asking you like awkward questions or random questions or the same questions, and your patience and your love for people. And we're just so grateful for you and Kelly. I'm trying to find the words to just thank you and just show gratitude and to honor you and Kelly. I haven't found it yet, but just know from the bottom of our heart, we're super grateful and we love y'all, and just thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for, us as well.
Well, you're very welcome. We love you back. And here's what I'll tell you. You are such valuable members of our Organo family and our world. It's just an honor to share with you and work with you and build with you and grow with you. So thank you both. And Devann, your wrap up. What would you like to tell the Organo world?
Well, I would like to say to really expand your mind, grow your mind, and keep these two things in mind. The truth is enough. The products are great. The company's great. Like, accept the truth there is. There's great people that's waiting to help you. And let the truth empower you rather than sour you. So again, if you know there's a great opportunity, say yes and then figure out the rest later. And the next thing would be new environments must be met with new requirements. So if you're new to this business, or if you're new to personal development, or if you're new to go into that next step to the next level, understand what the requirements are. Understand that you have to be willing, coachable, hungry. Understanding that you have to be plugged in. Understand that you have to have conversations. Understand that there are certain requirements that we have to just do every day to get to where we want. And it doesn't matter how you feel. Like, if you go to your job, they say these are the requirements. They don't care how you feel. But now in a business where you can take ownership for yourself, in a business where you're the one running the show with responsibilities, now all of a sudden you don't want to accept the requirements. But it doesn't make sense. So new environments must be met with new requirements. To get to a next level, we have to do next level stuff. So just keep growing, all right, and stay empowered.
Well, it sounds like you are a poet. You mentioned poetry as your posts, and I love that rhyme. New environment, new requirement. How wonderful! So, call to action for the Organo world. We've got a phenomenal gold pack that's out there. I believe that the world needs what we have more than ever in all of our recorded history. I couldn't imagine a better time to be where we are with what we have. People want it. People need it. And Organo is a pinnacle company that's dotted the I's and crossed the T's so that all of us can create our dream life and share it easier than ever. So with that said, happy, beautiful Easter all. Good night and God bless. Thank you both. Enjoy this epic, beautiful, amazing evening and life.
Good night, everyone. Take care.